Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a question that has puzzled dog owners, paranormal enthusiasts, and scientists for centuries. Can our furry best friends actually see ghosts? It's a fascinating topic that blends science, personal experience, and a touch of the unexplained. And trust me, I've got some stories. We've all seen it. A dog suddenly perks up, stares intently at an empty corner of the room, maybe even growls or barks at seemingly nothing. Is it just their incredible senses picking up something we can't? Or are they, just maybe, seeing a spectral visitor? In this video, we'll explore both sides of the coin, the scientific explanations for these behaviors, and some compelling personal anecdotes that might make you a believer. So let's dive in. Let's start with what we know about dogs. Scientifically, their senses are far superior to ours in many ways. This is crucial when we talk about them seeing ghosts. First up, hearing. A dog's hearing is legendary. They can hear frequencies far beyond our range, and at much lower volumes. So, when a dog is barking at what seems like nothing, they could be picking up the high-pitched squeak of a rodent in the walls, the faint hum of electronics, or even distant sounds like a car door closing that you simply can't perceive. Their smell. This is where dogs truly shine. Their sense of smell is estimated to be 10,000 to 100,000 times more acute than ours. They have up to 300 million olfactory receptors. This means they can detect incredibly faint odors, like the lingering scent of an old perfume or a subtle change in air pressure. We wouldn't notice, but a dog absolutely would. And finally, vision. While their color perception is different from ours, dogs are much better at detecting movement, especially in low light. They have more rods in their retinas, which are responsible for night vision and motion detection. A flickering shadow or a dust mote catching the light could register as something significant to a dog, something we'd completely miss. So, when a dog stares intently at an empty space, growls at nothing, or suddenly bolts upright, science offers some very compelling, non-supernatural explanations. They're likely just being a dog, using their incredible evolutionary tools to process a sensory input that we are simply not equipped to register. The belief, personal encounters, and unexplained phenomena. But what about those times when the scientific explanations just don't seem to fit? What about the moments that genuinely give us pause and make us wonder if there's truly something more? This is where belief, personal experience, and the unexplained come into play. There's a story of an old Labrador named Buddy, known for being incredibly laid back. One evening, the dog, asleep by his owner's feet, suddenly bolted awake with his hackles raised and started growling. He wasn't looking at a door or a window, but staring directly at the empty space above an armchair. It was pitch black outside, no sounds, no drafts. He stood there, growling, then let out a low bark and eventually lay back down, but kept glancing at that spot for the rest of the night. To this day, the owners can't explain what he was reacting to. Another account describes a small terrier named Rosie. After her owner's grandmother passed away, Rosie would sit by her grandmother's favorite rocking chair and just stare at it, sometimes even wagging her tail softly, as if someone was there. There were no lingering scents the owner could detect, no sounds. Rosie would just settle in, sometimes nudge her head against the armrest, and stay there for extended periods. It was as if she were comforting an invisible presence. These stories aren't isolated. For centuries, across cultures, dogs have been linked to the spirit world. In some folklore, they're guardians of the afterlife. In others, they're omens. Like the infamous black dogs of British legend, spectral hounds said to appear before death. These persistent beliefs aren't random. They spring from observations of canine behavior that humans have found inexplicable. The idea that dogs can sense spirits is deeply embedded in our collective consciousness. What do you believe? When we try to answer, can dogs see ghosts? We're faced with a fascinating puzzle. On one hand, science gives us powerful tools to understand our dog's incredible sensory capabilities. Their super hearing, amazing sense of smell, and keen vision can explain a vast majority of those spooky moments. They are simply perceiving aspects of the world that are invisible and inaudible to us. What do you believe? When we try to answer, can dogs see ghosts? We're faced with a fascinating puzzle. On one hand, Science gives us powerful tools to understand our dog's incredible sensory capabilities. Their super hearing, amazing sense of smell, and keen vision can explain a vast majority of those spooky moments. They are simply perceiving aspects of the world that are invisible and inaudible to us. But on the other hand, the sheer volume of anecdotal evidence and the deep-rooted folklore suggest that sometimes, just sometimes, there might be something more. A feeling, an energy, an inexplicable presence that only our beloved canine companions can truly tune into. Ultimately, whether you lean towards science or belief, one thing is clear: our dogs are incredible, mysterious creatures. They constantly remind us that there's more to the world than meets the human senses. So what do you think? Have your dogs ever done something that made you wonder if they were seeing a ghost? Share your stories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this discussion, please hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out.